that you can't play but win the game.
This one? Is this the situation? Sorry, the result?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's see. You said that this is the result, right? And what about the second sentence?
Try to move the player away from the table.
Where? Yes, the other people at the table.
No.
Yes, all the sentence, right? Until.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Let's see. Do you know what are the names of these sentences with if? How do we call these sentences with if? Any idea?
Result sentence.
Result sentence, okay. Any other idea? How do we call this sentence? Yes? Conditional sentences. Okay. Have you ever learned about the conditional sentence? ¿Alguna vez han aprendido en alguno de los otros niveles acerca de las oraciones condicionales? Creo que todavía, ¿no? ¿O sí?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
don't remember.
What?
Yes, but I don't remember.
Okay, we are going to remember now about the conditional sentences, okay? I want you to pay attention, and if you have questions, I need you to ask, because this is very useful, and you will use this until the end, okay? So this is just the base, and then you're going to learn a lot of different kind of conditional sentences and the mix of conditional sentences. And you need to understand this very well, okay? So pay attention, take notes, and if you have questions, ask you questions, okay? I'm going to show you something. Let's see. These are the conditional sentences, okay? We have four kind of conditional sentences. We have zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Today, we are going to learn about the zero conditional and the first conditional, okay? So, let's see. Let's talk first about the zero conditional. We have these sentences, zero conditional, when we have, do you remember what do we call this? Or how do we call this, the first part of the sentence? ¿Qué dijimos que se llamaba?
Situational.
The situation, right? When we have this if, is the situation, okay? And the other part is the
Result.
the result. Yes, very good. So conditional sentences are made for two parts, the situation and the result, okay? And the zero conditional is in the present simple in the situation, and also we use the present simple for the result, okay? For both the present simple. As you can see, here we have the verbs in the present simple. It says, if you leave ice in the sun, it melts. Si dejas hielo en el sol, o que le dé la luz del sol, se derrite, ¿cierto? So this is a conditional sentence. Si se dan cuenta, este if es una condición, ¿ok? Y este es el resultado de la condición. Let's see here. Zero conditionals are used for facts that are generally true and do not change, ¿ok? Esta situación siempre va a ser verdadera, ¿ok? Siempre que nosotros dejemos hielo debajo del sol, se va a derretir. Es una situación que es verdadera. Para eso utilizamos el zero conditional, para situaciones reales, ¿ok? Let's see here. It refers to a general situation that always happens if a condition is met, ¿ok? Si esta condición pasa, siempre vamos a tener este resultado. let's see, the condition always has the same result. Zero conditionals are also known as type zero conditional. ¿Ok? También se los conoces, tal vez lo vean en otras situaciones o en algunos videos gramaticales o en otros libros. Se los puede conocer también como zero conditional or type zero conditional. ¿Ok? So, when do we use the zero conditional? When do we use the zero conditional? I'm going to ask one of you. Let me see. Faride, when do we use the zero conditional? Your microphone is off.
When the situation and the result are true.
Okay, thank you. How do we form the zero conditional, Alexia? How do we form the zero conditional? I guess something is wrong with your microphone. I can't hear you. Alejandra, how do we form the zero conditional?
The verb teacher.
How do we form? What do we need to form a zero conditional? ¿Qué necesitamos para formar un condicional cero, cero condicional? What do you think?
The verbs in present simple.
Okay, verbs in the present simple. What else? ¿Alguien me puede decir? Anybody? What do we need to form a zero conditional? Your partner said the verbs in the present simple. Yes, very good. What else?
The situation and the result.
The
Yes.
situation and the result.
We need a situation and we need a result, right? And of course, the verbs in the present simple. Okay, good. Let's move on. Here we have, it says, this is the structure of these zero conditional sentences, okay? We need an if sentence, okay? That this is the situation or condition. You can call this in both ways. You can say situation or condition, okay? This is the situation or condition, the orange, okay? And always in the situation or condition, we need the if part, the if sentence, okay? Then we have the result, that is the yellow, the blue one, okay? This is the result, and we need always, always, always a comma to separate the condition and the result. Okay, don't forget the comma is very important. It says, we are talking about a fact or a general truth. Okay, when we use the zero conditional, something that is a fact or something that is generally true. Okay, any questions until here? Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Here we have some examples. If you stand in the rain, you get wet. Okay, si te paras en la lluvia, te mojas. Esto es algo que siempre va a ser verdad, ¿cierto? A no ser que tengamos un paraguas. If you keep milk in the fridge, it lasts longer. Okay, si mantenemos la leche en el refrigerador, dura más, ¿cierto? If you put water in the freezer, it becomes ice. Si ponemos agua en el refrigerador, en el congelador, se convierte en hielo. Esto es algo verdadero que es un hecho, ¿cierto? If I drink coffee at night, it takes me a long time to fall asleep. Okay, so these are some true situations, real situations, and as you can see, we always use the present simple and the present simple. Present simple,
Teacher,
yes.
Y estoy viendo, digamos, que todas las oraciones son positivas. También aplicaría en el caso de ser negativo. Por ejemplo, si tú no te tapas, tú te vas a enfermar.
Yes, you can write
Okay.
negative sentences too. Yes, but always in the present simple. For example, I guess here in the book, we have some negative sentences. Let's see. Next page. No, we don't have here. But we have here in the reading, I guess. Negative sentences. It is not possible for the player to win the game. Not possible. And here we have another one, negative. I guess no. Okay, but yes, you can form also negative sentences. Okay, let's see.
If the player doesn't guess correctly, he loses the money.
Yes, this is a sentence. You can write also the conditional sentences in negative. And for this, we need the auxiliary verb do, don't, or doesn't, right? In the present simple. Let's see here. So we said before that we need a condition and we need a result, right? And the most important thing, one of the most important thing, a comma between the condition and the result. But we have also another order. We can change the order of these sentences, okay? We can write first the result and then the condition. We can change the order, okay? How can we say this sentence if we change the order? ¿Cómo podríamos decirla si la cambiamos de orden? What do you think?
You get wet if you stand in the rain.
Yes, you get wet if you stand in the rain, right? Very good. So what is the difference? What is the difference between the first sentence and the second sentence?
It doesn't comma.
It doesn't have a comma, right? Yes, so when you write the condition first, you always use a comma, always. But when you write the condition in the second part of your sentence, you don't need a comma. Okay, it's not necessary. Any questions until here? So you can change the order, but you have to take into account the comma. It's very important, okay? Let's see the next part. Here we have a sentence. How can you say this sentence in the other order? ¿Cómo podríamos cambiarla?
Ice melts if you leave it in the sun.
Okay, very good. Let's see here. Ice melts if you leave it in the sun. Okay, remember that we need to mention here what are we talking about, what is our subject, okay? Y en la segunda oración, in the second sentence, we can replace our subject with a personal pronoun, so we don't repeat the word in the first part and in the second, right? Let's see the next example. Here we have, it says, if you put water in the freezer, it becomes ice. Water becomes ice if you put it in the freezer. Ok, como ya les había dicho, al principio mencionamos nuestro sujeto y en la segunda parte de la oración podemos reemplazarla por un pronombre personal para no repetir, para no ser tan repetitivos. Ok, pero no podemos utilizar it al principio. ¿Por qué? Porque necesitamos saber qué es ese it, de qué estamos hablando. ¿Ok? Entonces, eso también hay que tomar en cuenta. It says, we can often use when instead of it, if, and it has the same meaning. ¿Ok? Algunas oraciones, conditional sentences, are written with when. ¿Ok? También podemos utilizar when para formar oraciones condicionales. Por ejemplo, dice, if you keep milk in the fridge, it lasts longer. ¿Cómo podríamos cambiarla con when?
When you keep milk
When
in the
you
fridge,
keep milk,
it lasts longer.
Yes, when you keep milk in the fridge, it lasts longer, right? Yes, very good. We just need to change the word. Here we have another example. When you leave ice in the sun, it melts. Okay, so sometimes you are going to see if, and sometimes you can see also when. And it's also a conditional sentence, okay? But it is more common to see if, especially in our book. Okay, generalmente en el libro o en los ejercicios del examen, vamos a verlas con if y no con when. Okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
this is the only zero conditional o también aplica para las otras. Solamente funciona con estas condicionales, con estas cero condicionales, o también aplica para las otras formas de hacer las preguntas, las oraciones.
¿El when?
Yes, el when.
When puede utilizar en cualquier tipo de condicional. No solo en el cero,
okay.
sino en el primero, en el segundo o en el tercero. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so this is the zero conditional. Any questions about the zero conditional? ¿Algo que no les haya quedado claro o que quieran que repitamos? No? Okay, let's practice a little bit. Go to your book. And here we have the grammar panel about the zero conditional. Okay, here in the grammar panel, we don't have the name zero conditional, but we have here one. Remember? If, present simple, and one. Okay, este es nuestro zero conditional. Okay, it says, sentences with if have two parts. The if part introduces, que presenta la primera parte de nuestra oración, la if part, the situation or condition, right? Very good. The second part explains the result. Very good. We use the present simple in both parts of the sentences. When the result of a situation is always true, como ya habíamos dicho antes, cuando nuestra situación es real o es verdadera o es un hecho, ocupamos las dos partes, condition and result, in the present simple. Okay? So here we have it. For example, if the player guesses correctly, she wins 2 times her money. Okay? Entonces, esto es algo real. The part of the sentence with if can come first or second. Como ya habíamos visto, que podría ir al principio o al final de la oración, ¿cierto? En la primera o en la segunda parte. But the important thing is the comma, right? For example, here we have, what is this? Situation or result?
Situation.
Is the situation, right? Or the condition. And here we have the same condition. Here we have the result. But in this sentence, we have the result first. And don't forget the comma, that is very important. Okay, this is the difference between the two orders. Okay, if you put the result first, you don't need a comma. But if you write or you say the situation first, you need a comma. Okay? Let's see. Let's go to page 147. Here we have some exercises to practice. This one, 8.1. It says, choose the correct form to complete the conversations. Very easy. Let's see. Number 1, it says, okay, so what happens if we combine or we will combine these two chemicals? They explode. What?
We
combine
Which one, the first or the second option?
The first.
the first.
First option, right? What happens if we combine these two chemicals? They explode. As you can see, we have the situation in the question, and we have the result in the answer. As you can see, the answer is in the present simple. Okay, so you can have some exercises like this in your test. Okay, so you have to be careful with that. What do you usually do on the weekend? Well, if the weather is or will be nice, we will usually go to the country. What do you think? Here we have two options, right?
Yours
Is
Is,
No.
right? Yes. And here we have the second part.
go.
where usually go.
What? Which one? We will
We
usually
go.
we usually go, right? The first one.
Yes.
No utilizamos el will en esta situación. Have you seen Theo? I need to give him this message. If I
see
see him, I tell
Him.
him. Sorry, I tell him. I tell him. Okay. Here we have the other one. And then we have here, I tell mom if you do that again. Which is the answer here? What do you
Tell
I
Okay.
tell.
mom if you
I'll tell. Okay, let's see. I guess here we have a combination of two conditionals. Okay, let's see. We are going to talk about the other conditional, and then we are going to check again this exercise, because I guess here we have a combination of two conditionals. Okay, let's go back. Yes, let's go back to the exercise here. Here we have something more clear about just the zero conditional. It says, add if to the sentences, okay? It says, the weather's bad, we usually go to a shopping mall. ¿Dónde añadirían if? ¿Cuál sería su situación o su condición?
if the weather's bad,
Yes. Esta sería su situación, ¿cierto? If the weather is bad, we usually go to a shopping mall. Okay. Number 2. We have visitors. We always take them on a tour of the old town.
if we have visitors,
If we have, right? Yes. If we have visitors, we always take them on a tour of the old town. Number 3, I usually go to the gym 3 times a week. I have time.
If I have time.
If I have time. So here we have the result first, right? And then we have the situation. I love going to the movies with my friends. There is a good movie on.
If there's a good movie on.
Yes, if there's a good movie on. Very good. Complete the sentences so they are true for you. Okay, this is something that you are going to do by yourself.